Coach Runk here, and today I wanted to talk about the process of becoming a better basketball player. This message really applies to all sports or even life in general. If you wanted to be better at something, it's important to work on it outside of the designated time for that task. Talking about like lessons and such. You want to be a better piano player? You have to practice it outside of the lessons with that teacher. You want to be a better actor? Take lessons, sure, but practice those lessons in front of a mirror. Okay, I really don't know anything about acting, but it sounds good. So I'll just stay in my lane here. You want to be a better basketball player? You have to work drills outside of the team practices that occur from November to February. There's an old saying in basketball: teams are made during the season, but players are made during the off season. For my kids, that's definitely true. We only get 1 to 2 practices per week during the season, so we spend nearly every minute of it working on team concepts. So if you're one of my players and you only pick up a basketball during the season, you'll never be the player you truly want to be. So let's talk about the process of getting better during the off season. I'm a firm believer that it takes intentional practice, repping the same things over and over and over and over to truly get good at something. That means focusing narrowly on one thing to get better at, as opposed to working on 5 things at once or just generally goofing around. Can you get better goofing around? Sure, but it takes a lot longer and there are no guarantees with that process. I'll get to the point of this video. If you want to be good at the game of basketball, ask yourself, what are the holes in my game? What did I struggle with last season, or what could I be better at that would have helped my team? If you can answer those questions, then those are the things that you should work on, and not just go out in the driveway and half heartedly do them, but do them at the pace of a real game. You have to intentionally rep the skill that you're trying to learn until you have it down, and you have to rep it at game speed. That means doing it over and over and over and over again until it becomes second nature. Here's a few suggestions of things to rep from a mostly failed high school player who has many regrets on the things that I worked on when I was younger. Number one, ball handling. This is the most important skill in basketball, even for big men. Everyone, and I mean everyone, has to be able to handle the ball on the basketball court these days. Number two, shooting. Yes, it's important. It's not more important than ball handling, but it is very important. Be able to shoot outside of the restricted area, man, that really opens up the offense for any team. Number three, ball handling. Seriously, you cannot do much for the team if you can't handle the ball. Number four, work on your weak hand. This applies to both ball handling and layups. Anything really around the basket, you need to be able to use both hands in the game of basketball. You cannot just rely on your dominant hand. And number five, ball handling. Am I getting through? You could be the best shooter in the world, but if your strong hand can't hope to bounce a basketball and your weak hand feels like a paddle against the ball, you'll rarely get a shot off, save for the grace of your teammates that are creating them for you. You need to be able to handle the ball. Last note to close out this video: I was never the best ball handler, as I mentioned. At 37, I'm better than I ever have been, but I'm still only probably average at it. So this summer, I'm going to be releasing a series of videos on ball handling drills, and I'm going to be going through those drills with you. Let's get better together.